He kept glancing at the door, eyes filled with hope. Did they go get snacks? Grandpa asked, his fingers trembling as they gripped the cane. No, Dada. I replied softly, my voice breaking. They lied. They're not coming back. We were in Gate 17C of the International Terminal, a sterile place that smelled like metal and recycled air. People flowed around us, boarding planes and chasing destinations, but no one noticed the old man sitting there, falling apart piece by piece. He had Alzheimer's. My parents had just left him. It began earlier, with Dad crouching beside Grandpa in the lounge. Sit here, okay, Baba? Me and your daughter-in-law will check in. We'll be right back. Grandpa nodded, trusting like a child, clutching his boarding pass like it was his last ticket to safety. They walked off. I followed, dragging my bag, still sleepy. But something wasn't right. They weren't heading to check in. I saw them go up the escalator. Where are we going? I asked. We'll meet you at security, Mom mumbled. But I caught a glimpse of their faces, lighter, relieved, like they had finally set something down. That's when I knew. They weren't planning to come back. I turned and ran. Back down the corridor. Past the shouting security guard. And there he was, still in the chair, still waiting. But now his shoulders shook. He was sobbing, whispering names of people long gone. He clutched his chest, struggling to breathe. I dropped to my knees. Baba, I'm here. He looked up, disoriented. Beta, where did they go? I couldn't answer. I just held his hand. And in that stillness, something inside me shifted. I used to believe my parents loved him. I remembered riding on his shoulders, laughter echoing between the three of us. I remembered his voice reading Urdu poetry, strong and filled with pride. He had built everything, the home, the business, our family's foundation. And they discarded him like a broken suitcase. They tried to justify it later. Beta, you don't understand. He doesn't know who he is anymore. It's been hard. But I knew what it really was. They were exhausted. Tired of the mess, the fading memories, the responsibility. They wanted freedom. A clean break. So I gave them one. I erased them. I brought Grandpa home. Not to their house, to mine. A tiny one-bedroom. Far from glamorous but real. He didn't always recognize me, but he always smiled when I entered the room. Every day, I gave him dignity. And every night, I laid the groundwork. I started gathering everything. The property papers still in his name, business shares he'd never legally signed away, medical files, even voice recordings of my parents joking about leaving him. Then I called an old friend from law school. She was sharp, focused, the kind of person who knew how to fight with elegance. We filed complaints, froze the accounts, started probate proceedings on every asset they had quietly stolen. I waited. Let them enjoy their dinners, their travels, their false peace. 6 months later, the papers were served. Dad called furious. What the hell are you doing? Suing your own parents. I didn't flinch. You abandoned him. I'm just helping him get justice. I'm his guardian now. You really think some senile old man can win a case? He sneered. I smiled. He's not the one forgetting things. You are. Court was ruthless. They denied. We showed documents. They twisted the story. We played security footage. Truth doesn't need to scream when it's held with steady hands. When it was over, the judgment was swift. Business shares reverted, half the family home returned, financial audits ordered, accounts locked, and a restraining order issued. They lost everything they tried to hoard. And everything they tried to leave behind. The last time I saw them was in the courthouse hallway. Dad looked older, smaller. Mom's face was blank, drained. You've ruined us, she said bitterly. No, I whispered. You did that the day you left him in that chair. They didn't reply. They just turned and walked away. This time I didn't chase them. Grandpa passed away peacefully 2 months later. In his bed. Holding my hand. Just before the end, his eyes cleared for a moment, really cleared. He looked at me. You stayed, he said. Always, I replied. He smiled, then gently let go. Now and then I go back to that airport gate, Gate 17C. I sit there and watch the travelers come and go. I don't go there to mourn. I go there to remember. Because something changed in me that day. Love isn't in what people say. It's in what they do. in the silence that follows betrayal and the actions that answer it.